Hello, good day. Hi, students. Today we are starting with the Strategic Business Leader. From chapter 1 and 2, we will study today about the complete concept. And this is our new series for ACCA Strategic Business Leader recording lecture. And wish you all the best for your success. The purpose of this learning is to give you guidance and give you understanding about the chapter. We will discuss under these recordings are a playlist. You will find all chapters of Strategic Business Leader, and we keep discussing and keep answering your question. So the purpose of strategic business, the first of all, I would like to say that this paper is one of the easiest paper in ACCA. Rather, from my perspective, the many papers are very easy and passed in first attempt as well. So, but there are techniques, there are tricks, and a complete understanding is there. Because this paper is why it's easy, because there are 20 professional marks there and 80 marks for written part and for your understanding strategic implementation and all your theoretical knowledge and your business acumen, and all these things will we discuss chapter by chapter, and it will help you to understand. And it is very much helpful for those who have who remember their previous learning in from F7 F8 and SBR. If you are pursuing at the right the simultaneously, it will also help you. And actually this is a combination of your skill level and professional level studies. So definitely it will help you to pass out in first attempt, that I'm sure. So if you follow, and if you are you have joined my channel, and you start learning from my activities and resources, because I'm giving revision practices also. I provide all these things. We will discuss in detail on this area as well. So about this topic, strategic business leader, this is your book which we will follow, the Kaplan study text we will follow for this learning. And it is about their all chapter. We go through chapter by chapter and we discuss. And those who enroll for revision classes, they will definitely get access for live sessions for revision practice. And we will do a text revision kit practice as well also over there. And we provide a study material as well. This complete Kaplan book, soft books we will provide. This is another about introduction about this chapter, and how we are going to get through all this area. This is our today's session will be relating to your chapter 1, introduction to strategic business leader, and concept of strategy. These two things we will be starting with today. But before that, we just see some pre-scene information we discuss, just for, I hope all of you are aware about their the exam format, and how they are going to test you in examination. So these things you have to familiarize about SBL, uh, and it will be helpful. We keep discussing updates and all their possibilities, how you can get through the, like how you can make a planning answers, how start planning, what how you have to answer the question. The first of all, the main thing is will be how, first of all you have to read the question requirement carefully. So what is they are asking, and what is the requirement of the question. So what are the role are you adopting? So which role you are, as a CFO, you are a director, you are audit manager, you are a corporate governance, or you are a board member. So who is the task, and who is the what do they want? So what is assignment, what is the question they are asking? The verbs have been used, express and requirements. So what are the question requirements? You have to understand their requirements, then you apply your book knowledge, then you apply a scenario knowledge, and then whatever information in the scenario you have to put into your answers plan. So there are the limitation of scope highlighted. So these limitation will also be there for highlighted topics. Are there any issue mentioned that they are addressing? Definitely, the question in the assignment, your question of the paper will address some problem area or strategic problem or any strategic drift are there. So which you need to identify, which they want to examiner want to see how capable you are to answer all these question, which professional skills are being explicitly tested. So this is also another point. So these are the reading part, so you have to well aware about the planning answers. So these things will keep updating and keep discussing in chapter by chapter, and wherever easy marks, how to gain your easy marks other than 20 professional marks, we will discuss every area of the question, every area of the topic. So we'll discussing, and keep watching the whole video, and it will be helpful for you if you are going through for the chapter 1 and 2, and then don't skip any area. It will be helpful for you. And then earning professional marks, so this is also in detail we will discuss in upcoming slides. So professional marks earning is very easy, but you have to be careful, spectacle, and you have to take care of the requirements, and then you have to aware where the professional marks and how to gain these professional marks. These things we will be discussing in chapter 1 when we go through the detail of this book review. And then address the requirement as written, taking a particular note again on the verb used. Make sure it include most important, relevant, and crucial points. So crucial points mean you have to bring the points from the scenario, what question they have asked, what problem area is there in the scenario, in the paragraph. So you have to bring the problem in your answer sheet and then give a solution to over here, and only make relevant points, and try not to include superficial information or make unsupported points. Don't write what you know, write what is asked and what is mark, for which purpose marks you will gain. Show a deeper clear understanding so of the topic. So you should know which strategy you are following and which problem you are going to address. You have to very well aware. Avoid repeating points already made. So don't make repeatedly. It's a time wasting, and it's a double time you are consuming on the same thing. So because marker knows, so they are also a professional ACCA, and they know what students are doing. So show your ability to prioritize and make points are the logical and progressive way. It's a very important things. Structure and present your answer in a professional manner through faithfully simulating the task as would be expected of the person being asked. If you are asked as to prepare a financial statement or prepare a report, you should follow the report format, and which you study in F7 and SBR also. You have very this much is an important part. So that is your I would say you can easily pass this paper, because there are 20 professional marks are there, and almost 15 marks are there, which you can bring the information from the question and put it in your answer. So mean to say 35 marks are there if you done well professionally, and then another 15 marks you need to about the topic, about the understanding, about the strategy, about the problem area. So this is the way I challenge every student. He or she can pass in first sitting if he give a sufficient reasonable time to understand the all strategic area and all the topic of the question, and don't skip any part of the question. Write something, so you will definitely get. This is according to ACCA guideline. If student starts writing some area of the question or part of the question, he or she should get a mark for that one also. So don't miss anything, any open opportunity. Even if you make a format also, you will definitely get. So those points we'll keep discussing. Just stay with us, and you will see there are a lot of new things will be there which we will discuss. Effective studying, active reading. So this is also a reading a survey question, read, recall, and review the survey, the chapter, this the questions, read, recall, and review. All these the things are familiar with you from your previous understanding. So we'll keep updating in the coming chapter slides. So this is a little bit highlights I would like to express about the 20 marks, how you will achieve your professional marks. As we discussed, 4 professional marks are there in each part of the question. In each question they will give almost there will be 5 professional marks opportunity will be there. Like sometimes they ask you to write a report, sometime in a report format, sometime in the ratio or the analysis, or sometime analysis is there, or various things are there. Is your opinion, your notes are there, your like same like your F8 also knowledge will also be there. So you have to, because if for example here, so they give for a total marks of skill in this requirement is a 4. So skill demonstrate, not at all 0 marks if you didn't demonstrate any skill. So like if it is a report, they ask you to write a report to your manager. So then you didn't make a format to, from, date, and conclusion and introduction in this area. So you will not get. If you did a very little bit, demonstrate not so well, you will get 1.33 marks. You demonstrate quite well, you make an introduction, you make a, you didn't make a conclusion, you didn't forget the date and this thing, you make 50-50, you will get about 2 marks, 2.66. If you demonstrate well, everything is there to the point. So not only as format is required, so this information will be to the point and to achieve your marks in from the professional point of view. But professional marks you will get only in that way when you have information knowledge relating to that question asked. Only writing these points are showing them you very well aware, but about the format or professional marks, but information inside should also be there. Okay, student, we would like to introduce you about our academy, about our ACCA Digital Academy. We are offering teaching services for the 4 papers, like financial reporting, strategic business leader, strategic business reporting, and F6 for the UK taxation. So students, whatever subjects you require from these 4, you are welcome to join for revision classes. We will be it will continue till your exam day, so we will support through WhatsApp. And about the ACCA Digital Academy, so we have a qualified teacher from ACCA. They have a membership with the CPA as well as CMA, and they have education and training experience from Phoenix, Dubai. So about myself, I am Farooq Ahmad, and I am qualified ACCA, and I have a membership with the ACCA, CMA, and CPA Pakistan, as well as I have a 20-year teaching experience and industry experience as well in Dubai, Muscat, or Saudi, and Pakistan. Practice for 30 hours in through Zoom classes or Meet or WhatsApp support is available. We provide study text as well, and which will helpful for students to successful in the exam. This is a nominal fee of 25 USD for the international and local student. Will pay, they can pay equivalent to their currency, and it will include free video lectures which are available in our this link. You can find a playlist and your specific learnings, and the paper is available there. Plus the 30 hours live revision kit practice you will get through me, and study textbook, study kit also, pass card, and WhatsApp support. And if any student who need some support or help to avail all these facilities, we can discuss in person, and we give a special scholarship or special favor to needy students. So these Kaplan study book we will provide. PDF books will be there, or soft books, whatever form for relating to 2025 and 26 versions available. Will whatever student enrollment date, so whatever material available, we will provide. Okay, student, we start with the introduction to strategic business leader exam. This is the chapter one. So this is whole chapter discuss about the exam criteria, how you attempt the read the question, how you attempt it, how you gain marks, how you follow their basic things will be discussed. And every student, whoever is appearing for this exam, they should spend some time reading this chapter as well. It gave you understanding about the strategic business exam, how it is marked, and how the strategic leader, you will become a strategic leader. So this is now your leadership skill they are polishing. You definitely you have a leadership skill, and now it's time to polish them and become a professional, a way of presentation yourself, how you are in future or coming days. You are maybe you are already having a job, and just upgrading yourself with the qualification, so it will definitely help you out for this point of view. The main purpose of this aim of the exam is to test you, to demonstrate the organizational leadership and senior consultancy or advisory capability and the relevant professional skills through the context of the integrated case study. So when you are, if you are a head of finance, finance manager, or they would like to see you have a capability to produce your professional skill, to provide them, to make a presentation. So you have a complete you know, whatever previous paper you have studied, you, it's a combination of all papers you have to bring up on the stage and to make a presentation. You have to play yourself in strategically. So being a leader, for strategic leader, should be a leader. Increasingly it's a role of accountant, that professional advisor and the leaders are required to. A leader is expected to be able to analyze business situation. So where you are working, so you have to analyze their working situation, what problem company is facing, how you are going to bring, like F9, the performance management or the financial management, the paper, the whatever you study over there. So you have to provide implement appropriate, effective, and sustainable solution. My, like maybe company facing a cash flow problem, you have to make a presentation to the financial institute about the project. So you have to bring new finances, or you have to introduce your business to other stakeholder, like a new client meeting, or any stakeholder, or any supplier, or any sort of presentation is going to happen. So you have to be very clear and focus, identifying the key issue of the situation, analyze and address ethical concerns. So this is important. You are you learned before, so we will have a detailed review on this topic also in our learnings. So use technical models and the quantitative analysis to draw out the key issue, establish causality, and integrate the wide range of factors into coherent argument. Make a clear recommendation that meet exceed the need of the user and fit for the purpose. SBL exam will be extended in extent to which you can fulfill the role and demonstrate the skill set. So this is a very much interesting paper is going to be, and you have to very well uh, equipped for this understanding, and to demonstrate all your skills in the professional way. The next is thinking strategically. So when you are in the position, good position of the company, or you are studying, or if you are a student also, you have to start thinking strategically, how the perspective will be discussed over there, and taking a long term perspective, how long term, whatever problem you are solving of the company. So you have to think for the long term perspective, whether it is a short term, you are going to sort out this one, and you need some long term or concrete solution for the specific problem area, looking the whole organization as well as the individual. So this is also very much when once one as key point and success point for you, when you are in the company, you have to take a ownership of the responsibility, whatever duties, responsibilities, and according to your job description, you have to take a ownership, and you have to be very much active on this area, like looking to introduce a new low cost product. If you have an assignment, and how could it affect the sale of the other company's product that are currently marketed as a high quality luxury item. So this is very much important things. The new strategy could require a change in the firm's organizational structure. So whether you have to see or advise the company whether you need to set improve the same strategy, or you need a new strategy. And considering the views of all stakeholder, I am sure you are well aware about the stakeholder. All stakeholder are the everyone who is linked with the company, and who is maybe like employees are the stakeholders, suppliers, bankers, the financial institutions, like a governments. So these all are the example of stakeholder. So you have to take care of all this care of the stakeholders. And the organization resources, defining the resource requirement. So while how much resources organization have to produce, or to perform their ability to control the environments. Though this is example, they have mentioned a company that has previously sold mainly to middle-aged consumer is considering targeting teenager as the company's brand name strong enough to move into the new market, relating the organization or to its environments. So these are the strategic review, and the strategical thinking process is now going on. So you have to be a question mind, so you have to be spectacle, and you have to make a all a question, and then you first you understand the whole scenario, whole situation, then you analyze, then you give a solution of the on the problem area. Okay. Now this is another topic. These are the professional skill according to the syllabus. So these are important skills which are required according to this chapter. The communication. So communication is the most important thing. So the leader should be a communicative. So we'll discuss all the areas of the problem, and it have he or she should gain a knowledge, and while communicating with each other. So commercial acumen. So commercial acumen mean if you are in this is the reason every company having that recruiting the staff or the senior position with the same type of experience. If pharmaceutical company, they require experience from the pharma experience. If someone the company was working in construction industry, so they need construction in this industry experience as well. So the professional, the commercial acumen they require. So analysis, the person should have analysis practicism, should be analyzing and critically questioning, then evaluation. So how these skills are going to be examined in your point of answers. So this slide we already discussed. These are the five areas which they are testing you. And here how if some assignment if you receive, and then they give you, they will test you in this five areas. So how this is, if it is a not at all, if it is, if your answer is not according to the level, if you are getting a zero, the candidate failed to challenge the context of risk mitigation activities, like answer is purely descriptive, not attempt has made to suggest. Mean to say, this is a if you give only book knowledge also and you write a paragraph like you did in F9 or the taxation, or you just answer the definition, then don't worry. So this is not no value, no worth. So will you will not get a professional mark. You maybe get a mark for this whatever is the written part area, or the definition marks are there. But professional mark, if it's the 4 marks of the paper question, part of the question, 4 marks are there. If you just answer a book knowledge, you just get according to book knowledge or definition. But if you give a not so well answer, if you just there is a limited evidence of the evaluating the effectiveness of the organization director's risk mitigation activity, but the opinion given and the challenges made are mostly are not justified, so then is a not well answer. So see what is a very very well answer. So if you follow these areas, so you give a correct understanding, so marker will understand you have a previous knowledge, you have a professional knowledge. The candidate has presented the answer in the report format, so this is a 1 mark, one full mark there. So then the challenges reflected significant concerns. So you have a significant mean important concern, you have reflecting, because as I mentioned earlier, you have to bring the problem from the question paper and then answer it, and then whatever book knowledge there, then answer it according to the definition. All the opinion in the given challenges made have been justified. So all these points should be justified. So the whole answer is evaluation of the operation director suggestion for risk mitigation. If you are have to be given when you are in a big position, you have to go if you are going to meet with your directors or chairman, you have to go with solutions as well. So if you don't go with the problem area only, so you have this is a problem, this is your advice, your solution, your recommendation, how it is company going to be benefited from this, or how the company can overcome from this problem. So if you answer in this way, you will get 4 full marks. But hopefully, not 4 full mark, maybe then 3.5 marks definitely you will get. This is the technique we are discussing. You apply your knowledge, your scenario, your question paper. These all these things we will discuss in our revision classes as well. But this is, even if you follow my recordings, even you don't need a revision. But to be a professional and be a real challenger, you have to take revision classes, and we go through each question paper according to kit. Uh, we will solve, we will discuss, we will brainstorm all the problem area, then we will bring it on the paper, then we make a report whatever is required in the paper. Then second is the communications. Okay, as we discuss communication, inform concisely, objectively, and ambiguously, while being sensitive to culture differences, using appropriate media and technology. Inform, you should inform the stakeholder, or if your community is a part of your communication pursuit. Use compelling and logical argument, demonstrating the ability to counter argue when appropriate. So you have to be pursued, then you have to make a presentation with a concrete solution and concrete advice, clarify and simplify complex issue to convey relevant information in the way of the adopt the appropriate tone and easily understood by the uh, intended audience. Commercial acumen. So what is the commercial acumen in the syllabus point of view? So demonstrate the awareness of organizational and wider external factor affecting the work of individual or a team in a contributing to the wider organization objective. As I mentioned earlier, so you have a previous experience, similar industry experience, or like a hotel. If you're joining a hotel industry, so they definitely ask you your previous experience. So you have to, they just want to make a commercial acumen. because then it will easy for you to judgment to identify the key issue determining. If you are from construction industry and you enter in pharmaceutical industry, maybe you have a understanding judgment issue or insight issue will be there. So you need to be very much but actually this is not yours, this is a company's but when you enter in the organization you have to take a complete understanding, and before deciding which company or which industry you are joining, if suppose you join an audit firm, so you remain in the audit firm, then you cannot. But if you get a better opportunity, you can move on. But if it is a, I hope you understand what I mean. Analysis. The definition of analysis: investigate, inquire, consider. This is a part of analysis. This is not if you are an if something they ask you to analyze, so do you have to make a investigate relevant information from wider perspective source using a variety of analytical techniques. Like, remember F8, you have to make analytical analysis. Your F9 knowledge is also there. Your financial management knowledge. Inquire, individual analyze appropriate data source to obtain a suitable evidence. So how you will get this information? Consider information, evidence of and finding carefully, reflecting on their implications. These are very much in discussion. So problem of the analysis, you have to be analytical review, you have to understand. So how you will describe? Numerical analysis is one of the easy way, but you can have to be a good communicator. So like if it is a ratio analysis, so you are if the you are asked to assess the financial statement, the end result will be set of comments about performance of the business, supporting evidence that could involve in following, could break down profitability, liquidity, gearing, and so on. Under each heading, look at the key figure for the financial statement, identifying trends. So very these parts you have to remember. So then only you can apply a numerical analysis. Try to explain what figures mean, what and why they have occurred. The similar F7 knowledge, ratio analysis, F9 also, F7. If you are doing SBR also, the same knowledge is same knowledge you have to bring it here. Don't forget your previous learning. You this is whole learning are practical based. You are going to become a chartered accountant. You have to be uh, be something. Start considering the bigger picture of the company. The ratios presenting the consistent message, or they contradict each other. You have to make analysis, comparative analysis. You remember year by year analysis. You have to make analysis with the past and with the similar industry, with the competitor analysis. Finally, would you seek to pull all this information together or interpret it to make some higher level comments about overall performance? So these are the techniques, the starting techniques, how you will answer. You have to follow these things. Don't miss this chapter. First chapter is a base foundation. When you are construct a new house, your foundation is an important part. So if the foundation is a weak, your building will weak. So please spend this time. This is your learning. So this is not, don't think this is not an exam point of view, but this is a base. Skepticism. What is a probe, question, challenge? These three parts are there for skepticism. Describe as below. Probe deeply into deploy into underlying reason for issue and problem beyond what immediately apparent from the usual source and opinion available. Question facts about opinion and assertion by seeking justification and obtaining sufficient evidence. You should question to the related department if it is or if you are skepticism it is inside your mind. So like this is a professional skepticism. I hope you learn from F8, so in audit. So you have to be professionally, you have to make a questioning mind, challenge information presented or decision made where there is a clearly a justified, professional and courteous manner. So very nice way of understanding and opportunities available. Skepticism does not mean not accepting things at face value. Because mean to say skepticism mean not accepting things in the face value. Whatever is in front of you is not a skepticism. Skepticism something else underlying the background, or maybe what is their targets. If some thing is going wrong, you have to highlight, you have to precaution looking weakness of the governance structure. So these are the examples. Not believing something just because director said it. Many students are reluctant to challenge directors even when they express very uh, debatable viewpoints. Question data and how it was put together. Who prepared it? If it is a report is prepared by just a junior, so this is practicism. It means he is not qualified. How competent are they? Either whether your accountant is a qualified ACCA, a qualified chartered accountant. Is there anything missing, and what additional information is required? So you have seen previous learnings, a lot of questions they mentioned. The accountant was, our auditor was a junior auditor. So whether you rely on that information, why did they produce it? What are they trying to achieve? Could this result in bias? What assumption they made, and are they realistic assumption? Has the data been verified? So if you understand, if you remember, memorize these points, you are done. You are done, dear. So you are very close to your success. Ethical perspective is also very important, and these are important areas, and very actively you have to make a understanding. So these I think complete chapters are there. Your previous learning the same thing are there, but here you have to be detailed discussion is coming on the way. Evaluation, and this is a point of the evaluation. How you evaluate? Assess the use of professional judgment when considering organizational issue, like your past experience, your judgmental experience you have done in decision making, taking into the account implication of such decision on the organization and those affected, and what was outcome, what was company. If you take a decision last month for cash flow forecast, whether it was how much accurate it work. So this is the way you will assess it for next month, the next year. This is the same way you make apply the same technique for the budgeting also. Estimate, trend to make respond forecast of the implication. Then appraise fact, opinion, and findings objectively with a view of balancing the cost. These are very much relating to your understanding. So you will if you remember these three things, if something coming in the question, they say evaluate, assess, estimate, appraise. These three steps you have to follow. Even in our revision classes, so you have to bring your previous this topic knowledge, this definition of evaluation. So this is a way you have to remember. So then your marks will flow very rapidly. Okay, next to chapter 2, the concept of strategy. Concept of strategy. This is also the now you come to the serious things. So what is the strategy? Strategy. We will say the strategy is a diagram to achieve of the activities. A diagram of activity that we seek to achieve for for companies future objective. What are your plans? What are your objectives of the organization which you are going to achieve, or you are planning to achieve in 5 years time? This is a strategy. So that is the company strategy. Then you follow for the for to make implementation. If your company is a strategy to be in international market, you have to follow. You have to then design. You have to make a all possible contribution. This is a concept of strategy. The why plan. First, we have a strategy, concept of strategy. Now they decide, they are giving you the brainstorming. So why plan? If you don't have plan, then no, nothing is going to. If you don't have plan to answer this question, so then nothing will happen. Or if you don't have plan to achieve your or improve yourself, you cannot achieve it. GSW model, we will go through this one. Strategic drift is there. If the strategy there is a problem, company doesn't follow the strategic strategies what they have plan or what they have forecast for the future. If they didn't follow, there is no implementation, or this will the strategic drift will happen. So now, what is the strategic planning? Strategic planning can also be known as a long-term planning to or corporate planning. Those alternate names give some insight into the nature of strategic planning. Consider the longer term. Think of a time horizon about 5 years. Consider the whole organization. So not for one department, whole organization. Then divide it in the one by one, bit by bit. Other characteristics of strategic planning are the it gives a direction to the whole organization and integrate its activities. It consider all stakeholder. It will not consider only the investors. So it will take care of all other stakeholder. So financial institute who finance, who give funding, and their suppliers. If you didn't follow, if you didn't care for the suppliers, so then your problem will be there. If you overlook one area, so it will create a trouble. It looks at how to gain a sustainable competitive advantage. Absolutely. It relates to the organization, its resources, competence to its environment. So there are a lot of strategy things like activity based costing are there. There are the inventory control, the management issues. These all things are there in line for you to be active, proactive in this area. Why bother? Study how that companies that plan are more successful than those that are do not. Strategic planning can have the following potential advantage. If the company have a strategic planning for their long term planning, so definitely so there will be advantages and their disadvantages. Advantages include forces organizations to look ahead for the next 5 year. First they see next year 2025, 26, 27, then so on. Improve fit with the environment. So they whatever they forecast, if the company didn't follow the IT changes, if then it's over. So if the company is not following upcoming trends, so you know where is the if company didn't switch their marketing sales online or social media, so they didn't. If you they consider only organic or the local person to person, then you can understand, you know very well. Better use of resources, provide directions, visions, help monitor progress, ensure goal congruence. So to achieve a goal, to be a successful, so these are the big advantage. But maybe it need a funds, it need some seriousness to achieve it. The disadvantage also can be time consuming and expensive. That's what I was saying. So it needs some resources, financial resources, may be difficult in rapidly changing markets. Like nowadays rapidly changing markets, maybe some businesses are difficult, maybe if you want to switch your online marketing or online sales, maybe it is difficult, it cannot come happen tomorrow, it takes maybe 6 months time or 1 year. Can become a straight jacket. So like expensive things are just like expense, some unplanned or for opportunity may be missed. Okay, that if they are not well uh, informed, so they can be they can face a problem, can become bureaucratic. Yeah, that is also issue is there, is less relevant in the crisis. So if it is in crisis, a company having facing a trouble or a shutdown, or company is closing their units, then this is not relevant for their company. Strategic planning is very important for the long lead times. The business need to be a turnaround. There is a high capital expenditure, and many stakeholders are affected. So definitely they have to bear the cost. They have to consistent. They have to persistent. They cannot achieve their goal in one night or 1 month or 1 year. Level of strategic planning. So these are the corporate level corporate strategy. What level corporate strategy is the top level? The business strategy, like they were the business manager involved. Functional strategy, where the production department involved. So this is the distribution of strategy, or the allocation of the workload. How is the company corporate the company head office decide? So they will produce a new product. So they approve. They said okay, we will allocate such and such resources. So then it come to business, they will design it, they will make it in how it going to happen. Then functional strategy, how this production work, how it is. This is the simple way I have explained, but when you go in detail, so you will see organization at whole. The firm's orientation toward growth, also known as the directional strategy, level of diversification, company products and markets. So business strategy, what is a business strategies? Like action taken to provide a value customer and given again competitive advantage, exploiting core competence in specific individual. Functional or operational strategy, functional operational significant to the purchasing, marketing, like a production, and then activity involve the CN at the level within the organization, or described as tactical. Students, you also need to allocate some reasonable time for your studies, thorough studies as well, which will help you to, because in our book review or chapter review, it is not easy to go through all areas of the chapter, but it is an important area which is being tested in the exam. We are covering all these areas. Now we are going to discuss the concept of strategy, strategic choice. So why, how the companies they are choosing their strategy, how to compete, like a Porter five forces, the direction of the growth, and of withdraw diversity, like a method of growth, acquisition versus organic. So these are the strategies options are there. So you have to, because now with the as we advance to other chapters, so you have to design a strategy. In the examination, they maybe they will not ask you which strategy you will apply. You have to select which according to the scenario, according to problem of the question, or you have to decide which strategy you are going to answer. But good news that if you apply two strategies, definitely you will get mark for from. But be restrict to your time allocation. So marking scheme, time allocation, those tips and tricks we will keep discussing. How you are presenting all this in the exam point of view. Our whole all this session discussion is relating to exam based, and how to achieve your high marks. So how the evaluation of the options is happening, so whether it is suitable, feasible and acceptable. So these are the all things for evaluation. So you need to assess the relative merits. We will see it in the coming chapter as well. Okay, students, now we go through this JSW model of strategic planning. So this illustration will explain you the complete concept, how it's Johnson's Cole and Whittington model strategic planning is happening. The full price airline is considering setting up no frills, low fare subsidiary. The strategic planning process would include the following. So these steps will be taken for the no frills mean the cheap or economical or the airline which they provide not luxury facilities. Strategic position and analysis will need to be made of areas such as expected competitor action, oil prices forecast, passenger volume forecast, availability of cheap landing rights, public concern for the environmental damage and strength of the airline's main brand. So this is strategic position points you have to keep in mind while designing this strategy. The strategic choice, what choice is available, number of options will need to be considered. So which options, such as which route to be to launch, whether to set up a service from scratch or buy an existing cheap airline, which airline to use, what on board services to offer. So these are the strategic choice. You, if you are going to launch a no frills or cheap low fare airline, so you need to understand you cannot make expensive trips like Europe trips, and you want a cheap airline, low fare airline. If it's like Emirates Airlines, so they cannot afford for these type of things. So mean so no frill. This is the reason they establish the other low fare separate airline, but they don't uh, use their brand, existing brand. Strategic implementation. Once the decision is made, the best way to put a decision into practice will have to be considered, and this will involve an assessment of areas such as autonomous should be new airline, whether it's a new airline or recruit and train staff, or implementation of the internet booking system, acquisition of aircraft, obtaining a landing slots. So these are example, keep in mind, like Air Arabia with the Emirates airline, or in Saudi airline with their local airlines, like in Pakistan the PIA and the other local airlines, Jannah Airlines. The examples, then you make a brainstorm and then you will see the what possible outcome and possible results are there. Strategic management in different context. So like a small business, what will be your strategic implementation? Likely to operate in a single market with a limited product. Obviously, if say a small business, if we plan to go in Europe, so how they can afford? Like key strategic issue, dealing with the pressure from larger competitor by development of unique capabilities, niche strategies. Of course, for the multinational point of view, likely to operate in many diverse market with a wider product range. Corporate strategy will be control of diverse business in is vital. Business unit strategy, like a resource allocation, will be no problem for multinational company. Public sector, like a limited company, significant government influence, obviously, planning horizon driven by political rather than market condition. The key strategic issues: role of ideology, competition for resources, have to demonstrate value for money to win funding, voluntary and not-for-profit organization, key objective non-financials, funding often not linked to recipients of service, role of values, ideology, key decision are usually centralized, competition for funds, for example meeting expectation of funding bodies. The last topic of this chapter is a strategic drift. As we discussed earlier, a strategic drift, if it is not happening everywhere, is properly, if whatever you plan for company's long term strategy, and if it is not maintained or not supervised or not implemented properly, the drift will happen. Like, what is the meaning of drift? Mean something become a crack in the roads, or in any plan. Is if there is a breakdown of the system, that's called a drift. So strategy can be drift is possible if it is not properly uh, taken care. Like first incremental change is happening, so then strategic drift, if it is not properly is going on, then transformational change or demise will happen. Then the explanation of the stages of a strategic drift. Phase 1, the organization takes a series of logical increment steps that were part of its plan to change ahead of the market and develop competitive advantage. The phase 2, the rate of change in marketplace speed up, and the firm's incremental approach is not enough maintain its advantage and is left behind. They're not serious, they didn't forecast well. Where the stimulus or action stimulus for action, manager may seek to extend the market for their business. Where this action is not properly is taken care, so they assume that it will be similar to their existing market. So if it is a new market implementation, so they will face a problem in the successful implementation. If it is not successful, strategy development is likely to go into state of flux with no clear direction, rather the damaging the performance. So as we discussed, this is a flux is here, then damage. Phase 4, eventually transformational change is required if the demise of organization is to be avoided. Eventually, transformational change is required. Transformational change tend to occur when performance has fallen off significantly in time of crisis. Like example of Corona, some businesses couldn't meet. Many businesses